How do you approach dating people with different politics than you?
Well, you should look at it from the perspective of you want to date somebody who has similar goals, similar values, and a big reason why a lot of relationships don't work out is people might have different spiritual values. One person might be Christian, the other person might be Jewish, or one person might be Christian, the other one is Muslim, or one might be a Muslim and he's trying to date an atheist. It's like typically, and then plus also around your values around raising kids and still being and how to discipline your children. You got to make sure that all that lines up because otherwise you guys are not going to get along if your values are in conflict. So it's important to vet for that because what I have seen there was a video there was a guy who was a police officer. It was a video I did probably 2 3 years ago, and I think it was my green haired girlfriend or something like that. Um, I can't remember the name specifically, but the particular case was this police officer who was, an avid follower of my work. I think he was a detective, if I'm not mistaken. So there was some kind of crime that had happened, and the woman that was the victim was like green haired, raging. Oh, my green haired feminist girlfriend, I think, or something like that. I think that was the name of the video. And so this particular woman, she got green hair. She's hardcore feminist. He's hardcore conservative, Trump supporter. And so there was some chemistry between the two of them because he's an alpha male. And even those feminists, those woke women, they're all attracted to alpha males. And there's plenty of videos on TikTok and stuff like that where they're complaining that all of the guys that are liberal like them are beta males, basically. And the only guys that act like alphas are always conservatives. And they can't find any good men, and all the good men are all conservative oriented. And so, anyways, this guy, after his investigation, all the court proceedings and stuff were done, he asked her out on a date, and she went out on a date. And I believe the email success story was actually she was the one that wrote it and sent it in, or they sent it in together. I think it was. And so he started dating her, and she just fell totally head over heels in love with him. And eventually she grew her hair out. She became more feminine, more girly. She, stopped coloring her hair green and became more conservative and kind of adopted his values because he made it so safe for her. And so it can work. Doesn't mean it always will. It's, especially if somebody is, because, a lot of people on the left tend to just take things way too far to the point where it's like you just can't even talk to them. I'm sure some of you guys watching this video can relate. You got woke family members or woke friends, and especially these last 7 8 years that Trump has been on the scene as a politician, as a president. It's very highly charged environment. So it is possible, and the key is to be in your masculine. If you are going to date a woman like that, make sure she's easygoing, easy to get along with. She submits, she follows your lead, she trusts your judgment. But if she's, too much of a boss girl, pain in the ass, and always argumentative and difficult, and then when you come home, instead of her jumping in your arms saying, "Oh, I missed you, baby. I was waiting all day for you to come home. I missed you so much," and you come home and you're just showered with love and affection and a woman that's happy that you're there, versus girls that are kind of a boss girl, pain in the ass, or too masculine. They got wacky political views or whatever. They're waiting to unload on you when you come home. So you come home, instead of them, "Oh, baby, it's so good to see you. Why are you late? You didn't take out the garbage. You didn't do this. You didn't do that." And then right away she's complaining. And so instead of coming home to love and family and kids screaming they're excited to see you, you come home to an angry woman who's just been waiting to try to diminish you because she feels like shit. And so in those cases, it's, you set and enforce healthy boundaries, and you got to tell her what your standards are, and she'll either respect them or not. And with this particular police officer, she totally respected him to the point where she gave up her bullshit feminist ideology and became more girly and submissive and conservative and went to church with him. And as far as I know, that particular couple lived happily ever after.
You do see that online a lot, though. Like, you see all the liberal women complaining they can't find any masculine.
Yeah, a lot of TikTok videos. I saw one a couple months ago. It was a really attractive girl, and she was anti toxic masculinity, all this stuff. And then she was talking about a guy that she'd been on a couple dates, and she was like, I don't mind taking his last name. And it's like, because she was really digging the guy.
Yeah.
And, as I talk about in the book, attraction level cuts through everything.
I
And
feel
so if
like
she's really in love with you and really girly, really submissive, and raised right, she'll give up her religion, she'll give up her crazy political ideology, and she'll follow you anywhere.
Yeah, I feel like women typically do that. They will follow whoever they're dating is where they usually align politically.
They
Yep.
jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, they do. 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, that's what submission is all about. That's what it talks about in the Bible. You want your woman to submit to you and be your biggest cheerleader and fan, not a chick that's always looking for a way to troll you and piss you off and get under your skin and be a jackass.
It's like, oh, look what your candidate said this week. They're always fucking with you, yeah.
Well, that's like a lot. I see a lot of women, like your friend will get in a relationship and she doesn't really like the boyfriend or whatever, and the girlfriend's doing pretty much like following her boyfriend, his views and his ideologies, and the girlfriend's like, you only do that because that's what he does. It's like the girlfriends are always complaining about the other girlfriends about, oh, you only do that because he does it or something like that, and it's just because they're probably just not in a happy relationship.
Yeah, they could be jealous themselves.
Yeah.
And it is true, though. I mean, that.
Yeah, we all
really
do. We all do that.
What they're meant to do.
Yeah.
Your goals and values have got to align, or else you're going to have problems.